coming back to the holy ground that you've always known. Living in the house of the soul's belonging, where you know without a doubt that you made it home. Living in the house, I need some more keyboard, of the soul's belonging, coming back to the holy ground that you've always known. In the kingdom of love, there is no competition, no contradiction, thank you, and no control. But you can take possession and claim your passion, working on a building that cannot be bought or sold. Living in the house of the soul's belonging, where you know without a doubt that you made it home. Living in the house of the soul's belonging, coming back to the holy ground that you've always known. Step into the feeling of sweet surrender. Let yourself remember who you are. You can take your own sweet time and ease your troubled mind in the secret sanctuary of the heart. In the secret sanctuary, oh, living in the house of the soul's belonging, where you know without a doubt made it home. Living in the house of the soul's belonging, coming back to the holy ground that you've always known. Coming back to the holy ground you've always known. There is room for all the kindness you can hold, and you know you can take it with you everywhere you go. Living the soul's belonging, where you know without a doubt that you made it home. Living in the house of the soul's belonging, coming back to the holy ground back to the holy ground that you've always known. Coming back to the holy ground that you've always known.
Good morning, Unity of Wichita. I am Patty Yoon. I will be your platform leader today. We have Brian on sound, Jessica on video. Chris Neal will be sharing our meditations and affirmations. Here on Bro on music. And our spiritual leader, Samantha Jones, will be sharing today's message. Let's give them all a hand. Our greatest desire is that you are inspired by the music, the message, the meditation. You are an inspiration to us. Every month, we celebrate one of the 12 powers that our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, identified and discerned to be within each one of us. This month, it's the power of order. The color is dark or olive green. And the power of order is the ability to organize, to sequence, to balance, and to adjust. So with the power of order, let's say our mission statement together. Inspiring spiritual transformation as a vibrant, diverse, and inclusive community. And with that same power of order, let's say our statement of being together. There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. Now is the time to silence your cell phones and to welcome our first-time guests. If you are here in the sanctuary for the first time, reach now to the packet that's in the seat in front of you. On the back, there's a form to fill out. You can put that in the offering plate. When it comes around, your presence is your gift to us. If you're at home, put in your chat box that you're new, and you can go to our website to find out about our ongoing and upcoming events. We would love to see you in person soon. Unity is a worldwide ministry dedicated to the ongoing awareness of the Spirit within all. Wherever you may be on your spiritual journey, we invite you to keep what works for you and gently release the rest. We will now bless everyone who is connected here today. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ as you, just as you are. Amen.
Thank you, Patty. Good morning. What a beautiful day it is. Have you noticed all the color in the church? Today we are going to be celebrating at the Pride Festival here in Wichita, so bright colors. That's where we are today. So as we move into our time of prayer, I'd like to invite us to hold a few prayers specific. One is the continued healing and awareness of her wholeness that is Patty Russell as she's recovering from her hip surgery. And we also want to hold Terry Roddy, who is in the hospital right now recovering from back surgery last week. And so we want to hold the awareness of healing, health, and wholeness for him as well. We have so many things to be grateful for in our prayers and our celebrations. So I invite you to just take a moment and go within your heart and your mind to awaken to those specific prayer requests that are in your consciousness. So as we move into this time of prayer, we take a deep breath. And we awaken ourselves to that very principle that we call God. This presence of God that is always in every situation, every circumstance. That presence of God that is the small voice within our hearts and our minds, gently guiding us into right action. We hold a prayer consciousness with one another for those named and unnamed prayers, knowing that each prayer is answered and heard in a powerful way, that it not changes the circumstance, but it changes the individuals. We allow in this moment the grace and the space for that change to be brought into our awareness as we just spend a moment in silent prayer. We are so very grateful for this opportunity and this space to celebrate and to reflect upon the power, the life, the peace, and the presence that we call God. And in the name and the nature of the Christ we each are, we say together, and so it is. Amen.
Teach me, teach me to pray. My heart is open. My cares are swept away. Oh, Spirit, teach me to pray. Teach me to live in thy grace. Wash my grief away. My cares here in this silent space. Oh, Spirit, teach me to live in grace. Teach me to love. Unconditionally, let my heart open up. Spirit, teach me to love. lift me in the light. Oh, Spirit, teach me to pray.
Good morning. My name is Chris Neal, and I'll be sharing today's affirmations and meditation. Let's say the affirmations together twice. I am the heart and hands of spirit. I am the heart and hands of spirit. I am divine white light and unconditional love. I am divine white light and unconditional love. I am a blessing to this world. I am a blessing to this world. Now I invite you to close your eyes or lower your gaze. Take some deep cleansing breaths as you relax your body completely. Release any tension, worries, or negativity on the out-breath. Breathe in joy, peace, and unconditional love. You may want to become grounded by attaching your feet firmly to the ground as you feel the healing earth energy circulate through your body, renewing and healing you. Allow yourself to move into your heart space. Become aware of the love and divine white light that fills you completely. Notice how this love and light fills the space around you as well. You are filled and surrounded by the divine white light of God. Only good comes to you. Only good goes from you. I am going to take you on a journey to a sacred place where you may cleanse your body and soul completely and become aware of the brilliant white divine light and unconditional love that you are. You are on an island in the tropics. You walk along the beach barefooted. The wet sand and the cool ocean water rushing over your feet with each wave. The waves are crashing loudly, and you see and hear the seagulls soaring above. You smell the salty air, and a slightly cool breeze blows your hair back. You feel the warm sun and the cool ocean mist on your face. You notice the expanse of the blue sky. It seems to go on forever, even dwarfing the ocean. You think, God is like that. God goes on forever. Ahead are cliffs and a large outcropping of rocks. Soon you are upon them. You continue to walk, winding in and out of the huge rocks, like you are walking a labyrinth. You come to a path in the forest that is lined with the most beautiful, largest white, red roses you have ever seen. You remember white roses represent loyalty, purity, and innocence, and red roses symbolize love. Together, they represent unity, and you realize you are entering a sanctuary of peace and renewal. You follow the path through the jungle until you come to a clearing with a waterfall and pool of clean, clear water that seems to be luminescent. You disrobe and walk into the water, allowing it to cleanse you, mind, body, and spirit. You release any pain, resentment, guilt, or suffering you are feeling, and allow the purity of the water to wash you completely clean. After you have released all negativity into the water and cleansed yourself completely, you step out of the water and don a white robe that is waiting for you. You feel energized and light as a feather. Your mind is clear. You have never felt this good. You notice a circle in the grass made of crystals and gems of all colors and shapes. There are huge rubies, amethyst, rose quartz, emeralds, diamonds, sapphires, and tanzanite, just to name a few. You step into the circle and recite Kutumi's prayer of light. I am light, glowing light, radiating light, intensified light. God consumes my darkness, transmitting it into light. This day I am a focus of the central sun. Moving through me is a crystal river, a living fountain of light, which cannot be qualified by human thought and feeling. I am an outpost of the divine. Such darkness that has used me is swallowed up by the mighty river of light which I am. I am, I am, I am light. I live, I live, I live in light. I'm light's purest intention. I'm light's fullest dimension. I am light, 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 filling the world everywhere I move. Blessing, strengthening, and conveying the purpose of the kingdom of heaven. And so it is. Amen. Whenever you are ready, you can return to this room, invigorated and filled with the divine light and unconditional love of God. Thank you.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let Spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free. As I continue walking in this mystery, I surrender to my greatest, highest good. I release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I'm grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And I know what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day, and I'm more loving every moment, every day. And I surrender every moment, every day.
Do you feel that? Let's just do that together. My goodness. This is one of those moments that you hate to interrupt. But as we begin to think about that word surrender, it's an active word, isn't it? We think of it as being something passive, but to surrender takes such great courage and power. And so I would like to invite you to look at your neighbor and just repeat after me. I surrender. I surrender to my highest good. I surrender to my highest good. And so it is. Oh, so good morning. Today we are talking about every moment. Every moment. Every moment in this life counts, doesn't it? And so, just for fun, because that's what we're all about here sometimes, is just having fun, I'm going to share with you some titles, and I'm going to challenge you. So if you're watching online or if you're here in person, when you see these titles and you hear them, maybe shout out what they have in common. Are you ready? Kung Fu Fighting. And if you hear the song in your head and want to sing it, feel free. She blinded me with science. Anybody know that one? Yeah. Barbie Girl. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Got it? You remember that one? Play that funky music, white boy. Yep, okay. What if God was one of us? Spirit in the sky, whip it. Whip it real good, right? Okay. Dancing in the moonlight and popular. What do all of these titles have in common? Shout them out. They're upbeat. Anything else? Stumped you, huh? They're all music. So this year, I decided that for every talk that I did, the way that I was going to start was looking on the calendar to see what the holiday was for that day, because there are calendars that have a holiday for every single day of the year. Well, today, September 25th, is One Hit Wonder Day. So every single one of these songs were written and performed by artists known as one-hit wonders. Have you ever felt like a one-hit wonder? Yeah. So I've spent a lot of my life living with musicians, spending lots of time with musicians. And there's one thing that I know about these artists that are writing and creating their own music. It never stops. They are thinking, creating, writing in their shower, at the dinner table, in their sleep. Every single moment counts. Every lyric, every note, it all counts. And it all counts because in this world, the answer is usually no. Hey, would you give us some money? Would you sponsor us to put out a new CD? No. Would you let us play before this band that's regional or national? No. So in order to do this, in order to keep going, you have to have that understanding that every moment matters. Every single moment. So, Cute Blackson is a young man who immigrated to the United States several years ago from London. His mother was Japanese, his father was from Ghana, and they moved to London. His father is a minister, and he knew that he was going to be moved into the same path of ministry when he was 8 years old and thrust onto the stage to preach without any warning. And he realized one day, that's not me. I am not my father. I'm not a minister. I have to go to America. I have to go to LA, where everybody says yes all the time, right? Your dreams come true in LA. And so he has this wonderful book called You Are the One. You are the one. And there's this great quote that he shares. Your heart is the paintbrush. The universe, the entire universe is your canvas. And your life is your art. And when I start thinking about these musicians and their art, wow. Isn't it powerful when we start looking at those deep yearnings in our heart that seemingly is constantly denied? We are constantly being told no. At least it feels that way. But yet there's this beautiful example of one-hit wonders who kept at it. And now their music, their art, their life is part of the very fabric of our world. How many of those songs did you hear in your mind as I said their names? Their art, their life, is a part of your life. So in Cute's book, You Are the One, he talks about liberation from the illusion, release of control, acceptance is transformation, and love is the true expression. So liberation from separation is what he's talking about. This idea that there is this separate God out there somewhere that's distant and untouchable, and we have to look up and impress and plead to, right? That is this idea of separation that we often live in, or even so, if it's just that idea of separation that God is over there and I'm over here, we're not quite there yet. So it's liberating ourselves from this idea of separation. And we in Unity have something called chemicalization that is a great example of leaving that idea of separation and coming into this understanding of oneness. And how we sometimes can't get there. Or sometimes we doubt, sometimes we question, and there's this internal turmoil that says, wait a minute, is this true? Am I fully human and fully divine? Is that even possible? That's that process of chemicalizing. And so we know that because God is so big, we have so many names and words and feelings and ideas to describe this principle that we call God. We call it universe, love, life, power. And Cute calls it life. Life is living you. God is living you, is what he says. So the second step is the release of control, or the illusion of control, right? To let go and trust. To let go and trust life. To trust the universe or God, whatever language you choose to put with that, that's the next step, is to release, to surrender. to surrender the control that you have over what's happening out here. You know, it's funny, whenever you're trying so hard to control these outer circumstances, what winds up happening? Sometimes you get lucky, and the universe says, all right, I'll give you this one. You win. But most of the time, it feels, to me anyway, that when I'm trying to control something, trying to make it happen, bend it to my will, it breaks and explodes in my face. How many have had that experience? I see a lot of hands. And so that's that next step, is letting go of that control and knowing that our humanness is not the cruise director. Our divinity is our cruise director, guiding us throughout this life and allowing us to be in our full expression as artists. Acceptance is transformation. So accepting that control is an illusion, actually letting it go, that is when we are transformed. Have you ever done that? Even in just a small situation where you were really trying to control the circumstances. And finally you just said, I let it go. You step away, and what happens? Sometimes chaos happens, but somehow, there is an order within that chaos that reveals a path forward that you couldn't see because you were trying to control from your humanness. Does this resonate in any experience that you've had? Cute goes on to say that love is the true expression. Love is the true expression, the ultimate expression of life and of God. Love is in our actions, our words, our thoughts. And love is in Unity of Wichita. Love is in our communities and our families. And we see that demonstrated every single day. And so when we know that we're really living in the flow and we're feeling it, you know, you feel the ground beneath your feet and you're really feeling your entire being is in alignment. That, I believe, is when we are in our perfect expression of divinity and humanity. You know those times too, right? Those times when you've stepped out of your own way and allowed that inner guidance to be your navigator. So I invite you to explore 2 Timothy with me. 2 Timothy is, the entire book is Paul writing from prison. So Paul's writing to the churches, and in this, it's believed that Timothy is a young leader of a church, and he's wanting to encourage him to continue in faithfulness on this journey of spreading the good word. And one of the things that he's talking about is living, remember that's art, according to Cute, living in the truth that he knows, and encouraging the church to live in the truth that they know, even in the face of difficult times, whether that's financial or persecution. We don't know all those stories for this experience, but we know ours. And so I invite you to think about your story right now. As Paul says, I remind you to rekindle the gift of God that is within you. For God did not give us a spirit of cowardice, but rather a spirit of power and of love and of self-discipline. And so as we explore that just a little bit, we start thinking about the fact that when Jesus taught and lived from this place of oneness with God, Jesus taught us and showed us that there is this Christ presence within us, then that is our alignment, our oneness with God. And so he's teaching us this process of liberating ourselves. Do you see that? Do you see that experience of Jesus liberating and demonstrating the liberation of ourselves with from the idea of separation? This is allowing us to move out of this life of cowardice, of fear, that we have to be fearful of this God that is not here, but here, judging. We don't have to be fearful. We are liberated. We are liberated into oneness. We have the ability to affirm the power that Spirit has given us, the power which is the dominion to master these divine ideas that come forward, these little sounds, these lyrics, these notes that come forward. We have the ability to master them and put them into a full expression of our lives. We have the ability to love, to harmonize with our life in alignment with the Christ that we are. This Christ presence that Jesus demonstrated is what we are in alignment with when we are in our true expression of harmonizing love. And of course, we have will, self-discipline, the ability to return again and again and again to that Christ consciousness whenever we move into a fullness of our humanity and we start to move into that space of control and wandering. We are able then to make the commitment to redirect ourselves to our Christ consciousness, the Christ that we are. And we do all of this faithfully. This is the call that Paul was sending. This is the call that Paul was sending to remind us, to rekindle the gift of God, to reawaken to the oneness that we have in God. That God is not here within us to be fearful, but God is present right here for us to be bold. To be bold. Can you imagine yourself putting all of your heart, all of your soul, countless hours, calloused fingers, hands, into a song, into a piece of art, and have someone tell you, no, it's not good enough? I imagine that there would be this moment where you would be heartbroken. But if we do this, as Paul calls us, and as Cute directs us in his book, we return to the space of liberation, liberating ourselves from a sense of separation from our creativity, our presence of God, and bringing ourselves directly into the flow and the presence of art, our lives, in the expression of God that it is, we surrender. We take action. And boy, do we live. Every single moment counts. Every moment. How are you going to make your moments count today? Just think on that. Make a commitment and do it again and again and again. And so it is.
We are certainly blessed here at Unity of Wichita by the music, the message, the meditation, and by love. Please consider giving a donation or a tithe this morning. If you're here in the sanctuary, the ushers are coming forward. If you're at home, please go to the link in the chat box. There's a link to our donations page, our PayPal account, and our physical address. Or you can bring it directly to the church during regular business hours, Monday through Thursday, 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Whatever amount you are guided to give, just hold it over your heart, visualize your electronic tithe, and let's say together our offering blessing. Divine love flowing from me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, all that I receive, and I am grateful. Amen.
I'm so very grateful to have Patty Yoon back. You know, when we are in the flow of giving and receiving, we are in that divine flow of life, aren't we? We have that ability to feel the motion, the movement of spirit in our lives. One of my favorite things that we get to do as a family is decide where our tithes are going to go. And my favorite thing is that our son Nevin, who's 7, he gets excited and starts jumping up and down, telling us who he's going to give his tithe to this week. And it's always nice. So I hope that as you give joyfully. And so I invite you to join me in blessing these tithes and offerings, as we know that they go forward to support and uplift the mission, the statements of being, and the presence of God in each one of us in our community. These gifts are not only of the material, but they support the energy beneath all the work, all the volunteers, every part of this divine expression, this divine idea that is Unity of Wichita. We are so very grateful, and so it is. And so I invite Mr. Wayne Donner to come forward to share an announcement, but while he's on his way up, I'll invite Eleanor Ferris to come up.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Almost afternoon. The sun is out, but it's so nice and cool out. It's great weather to come walk together or come be present at Pride, at Century 2 Expo. If you are part of the parade, if you want to walk with us, or if you'd like to ride with us, I have room for 2 people in my car. I'm talking to you out there online, too. Uh-oh. That's a lot of people. There's 2 spots in my car, and we're going to be in the parade. So, but if you want to come to the expo, it is at the, it's in the expo entrance, which is the east side of Century 2, okay, by the old library. And it's from 12 to 6, and we could also use anybody who feels like hanging out for an hour, again, from 12 to 6. We have a few people but it'd be great to see more friends come along. So we will see you there with our pride on. And happy smiles over to Wayne. Woohoo!
And I think what Eleanor just said is, it's an opportunity to use your moments in a different way this afternoon. I don't want you to think I just hang around and don't pay attention to what goes on. That's okay, I covered for you, Eleanor. Okay, let's see, spirit groups begin this week. Monday and Wednesdays. Body by God, which is gentle exercise, which, okay, Eleanor is heading up that spirit group. That happens at 2:30 in the afternoon on Monday and Wednesdays, and that's hybrid, correct? Okay. Tuesdays, affirmative and empowering prayer from 1 to 2:30 in the afternoon, and that is Zoom only. You can find the access to that Zoom spirit group on the event calendar on the website. And then Wednesdays, we're having 5 basic principles from 7 to 8:30 in the evening, and Eleanor will also be involved in that one. Yes, I am told there will be sign-up sheets out there. Eleanor may just be leaving to make up the sign-up sheet even as I speak. I'm not sure. Is she coming back to run around again? Okay. Just wanted to check. All right, that's Wednesdays, 5 basic principles from 7 to 8:30, and that is hybrid. Hybrid meaning you can either be here in person or you can access via Zoom. And again, the Zoom access can be found on the calendar on the website. Weekly community prayer call with Sam is Zoom on Tuesdays at 9:30. Again, check the calendar for the link to that prayer session. And remember to check out the regular events on the calendar, the women's group, Course in Miracles, which happens on a couple different occasions, and the family game night. A couple announcements about next week, which is October 2nd. There will be no YFM youth activities next Sunday. And since it is the first Sunday, I'm thinking there will be potluck.
That's correct.
Hey, how about that?
Thank you.
Even though it wasn't on my list.
Thank you.
You get great help.
That's why you're in charge of announcements.
You're in deep trouble.
So we have come to that time where we're going to stand and connect with one another, however you feel comfortable, whether raising your hands or linking together, as we share in our prayer of protection, followed by the peace song. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
So